What's up, everybody? What's up, Jason?
Hello, hello. Howdy,
How you
chat.
doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Excuse me, everyone. I don't want to show you the food in my mouth. I was trying to get a last bite from lunch in very late. But doing well, doing well. I got some water to swish the last few bites down my throat. Sorry, everyone.
Choking on screen.
So strange to be doing this in the afternoon. I mean, it only happens once a year for us, right? So
That's right. Yeah.
But I appreciate you all being here, everybody. You too, of course. You would first and foremost, Jason. 4 years straight, 4 years running, buddy. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah.
It's been a
It's
long
wild.
time.
It's funny because it wasn't really. It's not like I ever planned from the beginning to be like, oh, let me get somebody. And then when I asked you and you said, yeah, the first time, it's not like I thought, oh, great. And then if it goes well, I'll keep asking him every year. It just kind of happened. Just like the second year was like, oh, hey, you want to do it again?
It shows you how predictable my life is. It's it's the highlight. Yes.
That's all right. We get older. Let's face it, we don't do much. That's just
Right.
kind of,
I'm not out playing football.
Yeah, that's it. Excuse me, everyone. So let me. I'm gonna jump into the chat right away now. Sorry, everybody. It's been a busy week. Go check out the YouTube channel, Carl's Collection. Carl Sodergren, our friend, obviously, put out a video. I had not had the time to go check for links to see if anybody put shows out this week. So sorry, guys, but go check it out. I know that Carl has a video. Everybody else, I do not know. But I guess I can tell you, even though I do not have a link, that Nick will have another show this coming Friday. I was able to catch it late last night. So this Friday, again, as always, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Right here on YouTube at youtube.com/the EXP. So please do check that out. And let me jump in and see who's here right away. Why don't we check that out? So Ryan Nash was very early. Ryan Nash, hello. Nice. I don't know what you thought was nice, but okay. Thank you. And yes, indeed, happy Super Bowl Sunday, everyone. To those of you who watch and those of you who don't. What's up? What's up, Tom? The homie himself. The homie himself who doesn't watch football, who doesn't watch sports in general, but is saying go Hawks.
He's committed.
Just to fuck with me. By the way, I don't need to say who I'm rooting for, clearly. But do you have I was gonna say
Go Lions.
Well, yeah, go Lions. I will root for them too. I wish they were playing today. But barring that happening, mysteriously them showing up on the field
Right.
tonight, who are you rooting for?
I'm sorry to tell you, I'm rooting for the Hawks. I can't do the Pats.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, it is what it is. It's people got to do what they got to do. That's all right. And listen, they're favored. They've got an amazing defense.
Right.
And that defense is good enough to win. So yeah, listen, it should be a tough one for the Pats, but whatever. We'll see what happens. I believe that anything can happen, right? On any given Sunday, as they say.
That's right.
Yeah. So Tom, man, I miss the days of 2-hour quickies. Good times. So funny. Good afternoon, Rick. Good to see you. Greetings, chatters. Go Seahawks.
That's two.
Stay in Las Vegas.
No, that's three. Yeah.
Oh man, stay in Vegas, where you belong. Ahoy, ahoy! What's good, Newell? Jerome, good afternoon. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, and go blue! Yes, baby, go blue. Yevgeny. I don't know how else to react to. Ruben, what's up, pal? What up? Good to see you, Tom. Of course, of course. Carlos, what's happening, Carlos? A 5-hour pregame, more like a 2-hour pregame. No more. Marcus, what's good? What's happening? What's happening in Northern Cali? So, by the way, Marcus, you said, was it last week or the week before? You said, I guess I have no choice. I'm going to have to root for the Patriots. So, are you rooting for the Pats in this game? That's what I have to know. I'm curious because that's how I took it, and it made me wonder why, as a West Coast guy, you would have to root for the Patriots. I figured, okay, West Coast, still West Coast. I guess I'll have to go for the Seahawks. That's what I was thinking. So it kind of surprised me. But maybe because of the rivalry, the fact that they are West Coast and it's not your West Coast team, so you don't want them to win. Maybe it's that, That's what I'm thinking. What's up, Murdoch? Hey, you. Pre-game snacks. Well, I'm trying to have my pre-game lunch, to be honest, but I'm too bright. Do I look too bright to you, Jason?
I have a glare on mine, and I haven't figured out how to get rid of it yet. I
see the glare on you, yeah, but I feel like I'm in the darkness. But I can't. It's so sunny today. I can't open. If I lift up the blind, it's gonna, make it too bright in here. It's not gonna look good. CJ, what's happening? Hi, Vivian and Arwen. Although I know you are not there, that's very nice of you, CJ. And I can tell you, they both went out today to start looking for prom dresses for Arwen.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's it. But Arwen's gonna watch the game with me today. It's a daddy-daughter Super Bowl Sunday. Even though she stopped watching football with me a few years ago, she's gonna watch tonight, so that'll be fun. Glad to have her back on the team. What's up, everybody? Cheers and enjoy the game. Go Bears! Sorry to your Bears there, Alex. What's up? Philip, the Pats owners is a Trump buddy. Whatever. Like, there's so many ties to that man. Whatever. That's not enough to make me hate a team. So that's all I can say, Philip. And listen, Philip, our man Jason here, he's repping for the other team I love. Look at that. Stand up a little bit. There you go. Oh, yeah, baby. There you go, Philip. All right?
2027.
So there you go. Well, 2026, no?
2026 season. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for championship. Yeah. Yeah, so yes. Hello. More excited for the Avengers trailer. Jesus, of course you are. There we go. Original art. Go Pats. There we go. We got one on our side. And everybody saying hello. Mando and Grogu trailer. Yeah, that's why you guys are going to watch, just to look at the trailers and the commercials. Yes, hello. Marcus, did you bring the weenies? Yes, Marcus confirms. Another Pats. He's Pats. Yes, sir. All right. Let's do it, baby. Let's do this. And don't want to see another NFC West team win on our home. Oh, yeah, okay. I figured, it had to be that. Okay. That's fair enough, for sure. Happy to have, always happy to have more weight towards the Pat side. So that's all right. That's good. I'm happy to have you for a night anyways. The Hawks is the underdog. No. They're the favorite. No. Seahawks are the favorite. Last I checked, I haven't checked in a week, but last I checked, there was only, surprisingly, to be honest, I thought it'd be more. I saw 4.5 points.
I didn't realize it was that tight.
Yeah. So I was like, man, but the Pats have been really good this year. Yeah, they had a weak schedule. I'll admit that, but man, they won on the road. Like they set an NFL record for like the most consecutive wins on the road. Like they did better on the road than they did at home.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, most of their losses were at home. Yeah, if not all of their losses, were they undefeated on the road? I can't even remember, but For a while, they were undefeated on the road. I don't know if that stayed this, if it stayed that way, but yeah. So yeah, I guess and Las Vegas is when it comes to betting and sports betting, they're really good. Like it always has blown my mind. I don't understand how they do it. They'll be like, oh, with 4.5 points, and in many cases, it will end up being a 4 or a 5-point win. It's like, right. How do they do that? Like I just don't know. It's like it's like it's fixed. You know what I mean?
Well, it's because they pay the refs, so they know which refs that are gonna.
Right. Like I said, it's fixed. It's like it's fixed. For the Lions, it's soup in a bowl Sunday. Yes, indeed. Kenneth Bird in the house. What's up, Kenneth? Rather see Atlanta Hawks win instead. Well, okay. Let's see. As an OG Mainer, oh boy, gotta go Pats and leftover childhood scares from the birds. Nice, CJ. We'll have you. The Pats are the underdog. Indeed. Yeah. Hopefully not more than 4.5 points. And go Pack and go. The Wisconsinite there, Evgeny. Sorry, dude, but it didn't happen for you. You beat our Lions in the first game of the year really badly. That was embarrassing, and that's when I knew. Yeah. Oh no, is this are we gonna have a bad year this year? Like, I was shocked at how bad we played against the Packers to begin the year. But yeah, good luck to you, anyways. I mean, it's over for you. Does Ruben have money on the game tonight? Why do you always insinuate that I'm some kind of a sports bettor? A gambler. I'm some degenerate gambler. And will it affect how you do time payments? No and no to both of those questions. Win or lose, Robert Kraft will have a happy ending.
That's a good line. That's a good
line.
But
I think he stopped doing that. I think
of course he did.
At least he stopped doing that at that place he used to go to.
Right. He bought the place, made sure there's no cameras, and he still does it. Yeah. Yeah, Phillips, go Lions, Super Bowl 61. There you go. And Ryan Nash is back in the house, live this time, with, again, the same thing. Nice. Thank you, Ryan. Nice back to you. Well, Pats have won 6 and Hawks have won 1, so it'd be nice for the Hawks to win. No, it would just be nice for the Pats to get number 7. Yeah, why not? Lucky 7. Yeah, they're okay, so thank you. Original art confirms. Yeah, so it was completely undefeated. So 9, so 413. Oh, that's right. 4. Yes, that's right. That I just did the math in my head. I guess I should have done that earlier. Yes, undefeated, completely on the road, 9-0. 9-0 because they had 4 losses at home. 9-0, 9 road wins. That's crazy, man. All-time NFL record. That's you know how hard it is to win in on the road in professional sports. It's so difficult, man. So yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, that's why I think they've got a great chance. I wish it was in a cold climate. Yeah, that's the best. Football should be played in the snow.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. I find I know why they do it. Like, they want it to be nice looking weather. It's nicer to watch when it's beautiful and sunny. I get all that, right? So they always go to the south. But why? Football's football. Why don't you, every second year, you alternate, one time in the north, one time in the south. Yeah. Whatever, man. That's football. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And nearly every guy I know has placed online bets here. Really? Well, now that it's the whole betting thing has become prevalent, it's all legal everywhere, online, in person, whatever. Do what you want. You can bet anywhere you want, for whatever you want, for whoever you want, with whoever you want. I'm not surprised. I guess this generation is going to build a generation of degenerate gamblers. Many of who will end up, losing their homes because they'll mortgage their homes to get money. I've known people who did that, not close to me, but
friend of a friend type situations. Yeah, who lost homes literally and families because of it, right?
Right.
To gambling the home away and stuff, and it's bad. So yeah, I'm not on board with the whole legalized gambling everywhere now, and it's so crazy how this professional sports teams used to do everything in their power to like stay away from gambling. Don't be associated with any kind of gambling, right? In any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now you have all these teams advertising, sports book or sports bet or whatever these places are called, official sponsor of the whatever team,
Since their players are betting on the games, they might as well make it available to everybody.
Oh man. Yeah, the Pats have been beating the top ranked defenses. There you go. Houston, that's right. Carl, what up? Carl, there he is. Afternoon, sports ball fans. What's up, Carl? Good to see you. Then I wasn't talking to you, Newell. I'm in Wisconsin now. Yeah, there you go. In that case, Carl, Stingray, the guy who talks about the 4.5 spread should know about gambling. I'm just not into it. I tried it many decades ago. I lost my shirt. I told you that little anecdote with the Pittsburgh Penguins and hockey. I told you really quickly, for those of you who don't know, there was this weird week where, with hockey, for those of you, again, who don't know, hockey, you have what they call home and home series. You play one game at the opponent's place, and then in the same week, they come to your home and you play there, But they had a weird week. I don't know if they were making up for some kind of canceled game because of weather. I don't know. But there was a week where there was 3 games, okay, with the same team. So Pittsburgh Penguins, this was 1994 at the height of Super Mario Mania, Mario Lemieux, where he couldn't be stopped. And they played Hartford, one of the worst teams, okay? Hartford Whalers. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm not a gambler, but this is one of those times where it's just fate has set itself up to make me some money, So I was like, what should I do? Like, if I'm going to put some money, it's got to mean something. Mind you, I was working, I had to pay my rent and whatever. It's not like I had in those days a ton of money. I was young. I didn't have a ton of money. Hadn't saved up much money yet. So I was like, well, these little lotteries, local lotteries, $20 typically. I'll do 10 or $20, so maybe I'll do 100 this time. But then I was like, nah, this is a gimme. I'm putting $500 down, baby. 500 for the parlay. The Pittsburgh Penguins win all 3 games against the Hartford Whalers, right? So the day of the first game, I couldn't be home to start the game. I was out. So I come home at the beginning of the second period. So only one period of the first game has gone by. And I tune in to find Pittsburgh losing to the Whalers 4-0. 4-0 after one period, people. You don't understand. In hockey, it doesn't matter how great the team is. When you're down 4-0 after one period,
that's bad. Yeah.
You're not likely going to come back from that. You could, especially a team like Pittsburgh with Mario Lemieux back in those days. But you're probably not going to anyways. They're just whatever. I don't know what happened, but they're having a bad game, whatever. So right away, after one period of the first game, I already knew I was blasted out of my 500 was gone, and I have not gambled since.
Yeah.
So that's my story,
Learned your lesson.
Yeah, learned my lesson. There's never a sure thing. It's like, in fact, I believe it's like the more sure it looks, the more you're going to get screwed if you put money on it. It's like the way fate works. I don't know, Tom Brady, what's up, Stanley? Is Tom Brady jealous of the Patriots? Jealous of them? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the hell that means. He loves the Patriots. And in spite of his trying to play coy and playing the political game this past week, he's rooting for the Patriots, right?
Of course.
Oh, I don't have a horse in this game or whatever. Yeah, whatever, Mike.
Right. Yeah, right.
But it's such a stupid question. Like, why would any reporter ask? Because look, as a reporter, he should have known that he may try to be political because he's now a sportscaster and a team owner, a partial team owner, right? So
Right, yeah.
he's got the conflicts of interest. So of course he that's why he did that, obviously. But obviously we know he has no interest in the Seahawks winning. How crazy would you have to be to think anything other? Brady is like, go Pats, baby, let's fucking go.
Right.
You know, that's it.
Sportscaster questions are not brilliant. They go up to the coach and they say, Coach, what do you got to do this game? Well, let's see. I think I got to win some points. I got to stop the other team from getting some points. I mean, what original question are you asking me?
Yeah. Exactly. Crappy stadiums and bad logistics. Okay. Good afternoon, Hyder. And your name I see still 6849. It's funny. Some people still got the numbers, others don't. Weird. Good to see you, Hydra. Easier to pay a shit ton for a ticket when it's in a warmer climate. Not that I would ever pay it, no matter where it was played. Right. They would still pay it, I believe. I mean, I go with what you're saying, Carl. Certainly it feels better. I feel, though, even if it was up here in the north, in the Midwest or East, I still feel it would be a sellout and the tickets would still be selling for thousands, because, it's still a one-time. For many people, it's like a one-time thing. And for other people for whom it's not a one-time thing, they are pretty wealthy people who can afford it no matter what and will do it no matter what, right? So,
what's a Super Bowl ticket go for these days? I don't even know.
For this year, I haven't really checked. I did see some kind of somebody posted like a meme thing where it was a meme based on the political thing with ICE, right?
Oh.
Because they were saying, kind of making fun of the fact that, like, well, why the hell would ICE think that there would be a bunch of illegal strawberry picking Mexicans or Guatemalans at the Super Bowl that they could round up and pick up? Like, how are they going to get the money for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 Super Bowl tickets?
Yeah.
What makes you think they would be at the Super Bowl? It gets so crazy, And so that's when I saw that meme, and they showed it with like a shot of the stadium with prices at that moment of what they were selling for each section of the stadium, and it was something in there. It was like, I think the lowest I saw was like 5-something thousand or something like that.
Yeah, I see Derek just posted 3 to 5K minimum. So
okay,
crazy.
Thanks, Derek. Bad weather ruins football? No. Stanley, didn't you see the Patriots game 2 weeks ago? Started nice, and then the snow came in.
Snow makes the game, man. That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's scary when it's a tight game. It's scary because you don't want your team to lose on a the ball slipped out kind of play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's fair, right? It happened normally. We just got beat. Okay.
No, but you're hoping the other team will. Oh my God, it slipped! Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're like, yeah, took over. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. But when it happens to you, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Then it's terrible. Then it's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it. But it makes the game fun and exciting. Good afternoon, Scott. Cadence, anyone? If there's any news, you can tell us about it, Marcus. We'll be happy to talk. It's been what, a couple of years. It's funny. I was going through my old videos, and I noticed that for the pre-Super Bowl show we did 2 years ago, I think it was. I remember I saw myself talking about Cadence. We brought it up. I was like, shit. Has it been 2 years already since the Cadence fiasco? Wow. Yeah, that's wild. Can't go to a gas station without 5 people in line buying scratch-offs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see people, I see people here too, like throughout my life. You go to the corner store to get, milk or bread or something, and you see the people in line in front of you and they go, oh yeah, okay, I'll have this, I'll have that, I'll take my, they're buying, let's say, beer. I'll also take cigarettes, which are like, I don't know about you guys, but apparently here, I think somebody told me they were $15 a pack these days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think 12 is what Marlboro Reds go for around here. 12 or 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. Like, and then it's like as if that's, so it's, you know, you got the one bad habit with the alcohol, and then you got the cigarettes, and then they're like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, and give me these 5 scratch offs and those 3 over there and these 2, and then give me the super $20 whatever lottery pick. Like what? Priorities, I guess, right? Like, yeah. Evgeny, I'm with you on that gambling topic. Yeah, not only hurting people who can't handle it, but hurt sports. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. As sports fans, yeah, it's gonna infiltrate, right? And it ruins the sport. It really does. You don't want to be constantly thinking, that seems like every time there's like a shitty call, you don't want to be thinking, oh, is that purposeful? Oh my God, is that and you don't want to be thinking that. Like it will ruin sports for sure. Don't be a Paul Hornung and Alex Karras. You're aging yourself now for sure, CJ. And by the way, Alex Karras was an actor after his NFL playing days. He was the father. Played the father on Webster.
Webster, yeah.
Webster, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Webster's dad. That's crazy. We're all gambling by buying Dynamite comic blind bags. Well, I don't do that, so I wouldn't say we're all gambling. But if you're buying the Dynamite blind bag, and I know you did because you showed yourself doing it on Instagram. But I guess that's all I gamble, yeah. Card guys gamble constant. Well, comic guys and card guys are all gamblers, really. But I guess it's more like speculation than gambling, right? Speculation still gives you, it still gives you a better chance, whereas gambling, it's almost guaranteed you're gonna lose, Box break thing, crazy. Yeah. Saw some new Marvel card set that is selling for $800 a box for 3 cards.
Whoa.
Yeah. Holy shit! How many months are you going to be in Taipei, Carl? You're still in Taiwan. What's happening? Wow. By now, you should have met my wife's family. You should have been, integrated into the family. You might be living with them, I don't know. That's funny. Anyone see the new card box? The Collector by Topps comes with 3 cards. Oh, that's the one, yeah. Yeah, that's nutty, man. Jewish Dragons. What's up, Ian? XXX. Say, Ian, hello. 500 in the early 90s can get you a 70s cover. Exactly. I mean, shit. Yeah, I mean, even in the late 90s. I remember, guys, 1997. Okay, 1997. I remember Alan Barr, thrilled and excited. He couldn't believe it because at that year's San Diego Con, so July, I guess, of 97, he had sold a Cockrum Iron Fist cover from the 70s, right? The first Iron Fist series by Cockrum. I forget which issue. For $500 exactly. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. No, I believe it was for $350. For $350. And being like, wow, I cannot believe I got $350 for an Iron Fist cover. So it goes to show, guys, like I said, those of you who've only been in the hobby, like including you, Jason, for a few years.
Yeah.
Everybody always wishing, I wish I got in earlier. And, it's understandable. Everybody wishes they got in earlier, right? Even I would like to have I bought my first piece in 91. I wish there had been access to buy sort of more. I wish I could see that, hey, there's the makings of a beginning of a hobby for this stuff.
Yeah.
And if I had seen that, then maybe I would have, continued to buy more after that one piece in 91, but I didn't until 97, I guess it was. But it just goes to show how quickly prices have been rising on original art. It's been always, ever since the internet started, right? People have been amazed that, oh my God, I can't believe I got that much for a piece of art, comic art. Oh my God, it's rising fast, And I think about it this way. 1997, the Iron Fist cover by Cockrum sells for $350, right? And the seller is like elated and shocked. And then I want to say 3 years later, maybe 2, it was either 99 or 2000. This old school collector, he used to go by the name Children's Doc because he was a children's doctor, on eBay. He started to outbid everybody on covers. Okay. He collected only covers. He was winning everything, but he mainly went after 80s and onward stuff. And he ended up either, again, in 99 or 2000, he ended up bidding on, this was all eBay I'm talking about, and winning an 80s cover. Not only an 80s cover, it was a late 80s cover. So now it's like a solid decade after that, in terms of the age of the artwork compared to the Iron Fist cover that sold for $350. And he bought that on eBay, and I believe it was $800, I want to say, that he paid for it. And I remember everybody on the old Yahoo group we all used to be a part of, like freaking out, like, oh my God, it's getting nuts. Oh, this guy, what's happening? Why are people paying these crazy prices? This late 80s Fantastic Four cover by Paul Ryan. Holy shit, $800, blah, 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 I actually have a printout here within arm's length of me. I don't know that I could dig it out necessarily fast enough, but I've got it here under a pile of papers. That is a back and forth between me and Children's Doc, because we really got into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he was complaining. He had the audacity to complain about, prices getting so high, and I really miss the days when we can just deal with dealers. Like, you just go to the dealer and you just buy it at the fixed price, instead of having to bid with everybody on eBay and everybody's driving up the prices,
I miss the days when you could, who was bidding on eBay, and then like you could message them. It was like so much easier.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. That made things a lot more fun.
Although I will always remember there was an X-Men #3 that I was bidding on, and at the last second somebody sniped me, and they sent me and I tried to snipe them back at the very last second, and then they messaged me, "Nice try." And it was that kind of a, oh, I'm gonna get you next time kind of a thing.
So you're talking about the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants issue?
Yeah, the first Blob.
The Blob?
Yeah. So
Blobish.
Back in the day.
Yeah. But I agree. I get all of us who were around back then feel the same way. Yeah, I mean, that's what we miss about it. I mean, not only did it make it easier to kind of like, again, wheel and deal, but also you got to know you a lot of us tended to end up realizing, shit, I'm always getting beat out by the same guys, or I'm beating out the same guys,
right?
Yeah. And in the end, you got to kind of know those guys, like, right? Like, occasionally, everybody would notice you're always fighting against each other, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, and you would end up emailing each other just to shoot the shit, and you kind of become friends that way, So it was also it made it easy to be friends with people and meet new people in the hobby, which was cool,
What bothers me is not so much that I wish I started early. It's just that back then that it didn't even occur to me, hey, you could buy comic art. Like, you could buy the original art of the story that you really liked. That just never occurred to me. I don't know why.
Wow, yeah, that's wild. I remember when you first told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not the only one who has said that as well,
Yeah.
But yeah, so when did you first start? And I'm sure you told this to me on one of our earliest appearances together, but I forget, of course. When did you first start using eBay? I mean, for comics, obviously, but like Yeah.
Oh, for comics would have been probably like 97-ish, somewhere around there.
Wow, really that far back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So you were around like with a lot of us.
Totally.
It's just you had no clue about the whole
No
art
clue.
thing.
I mean,
Wow.
in the two comic shops that I used in my town, none of the comic shops ever had art that I remember being around. So I never saw it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we had one tiny little show that would come to Michigan State University, but I don't remember ever seeing art at a dealer at that little thing. It was all about the books. So, I didn't go to the big shows in Chicago or Detroit or New York or wherever that they might have had it. And so I just never saw it. So it just never occurred to me, which is just what kills me now.
But so you, back in those days, you didn't used to, you did not used to go to like the Mid-Ohio Con?
I didn't. I was just a small town kid that didn't leave my area very much. So yeah, I never went to those.
Right. How far was Mid-Ohio Con from where you?
That was in Cleveland, or that was in Dayton?
No, that was the Detroit one. Sorry, not the Mid-Ohio. I'm sorry.
The Metro or what was it called?
The one in Novi. The one in Novi.
Yeah, Motor City Comic Con.
Motor City. Sorry, yeah. Motor City.
I went there once. I went there in like 1992-ish, somewhere around there. I remember my dad drove me down there, and getting my dad who grew up outside of Chicago thinks that anything more than 10 cars in a row is the big city. So, so getting my dad to drive me to Novi, which he considers downtown Detroit, was an accomplishment. And I remember walking in. I don't know who the artists were, but I remember walking in to that show and seeing somebody drawing, whatever that meant to me at that time. And I thought, who wants to look at drawings when you're really here for the comics? Like, it's a comic book show. Why would I want to see drawings? That's the one time I remember thinking about art back then. And obviously I made the wrong choice.
Well, it's not the wrong choice because, you like what you like, and at the time you're still a hardcore comic guy looking for back issues and stuff. And, I mean, listen, don't forget, like, so when I bought my first piece in 91, right, it was, I took a trip with a friend who wanted to set up at the local dealer guy. Right. And he wanted to set up and try New York, right? The Mecca, what should have been the Mecca of comic books, right? And so he asked me to tag along. So I tagged along. And when I bought that piece, it was the last $60 in my pocket. And I only bought it because it was Sunday. We were going to be leaving after we packed up. We were going to head out, right? We weren't sleeping over until Monday. And I had $60 left in my pocket. And I was like, well, $60, it's American dollars. I don't know the next time I'm going to be back in the United States.
Right. Use it up.
And if I bring it back with me to Canada, then it's like, what am I going to do with it? Like, I'm going to have to switch it back to Canadian. I'm going to lose more on the exchange. My bank, bank gives you a shitty rate. Yeah. And so I'm like, I might as well just find something to buy, And I was like, yeah, let me go look for something to spend the money on. And that's when I saw the artwork. I was like, oh my God, somebody sells as a dealer, artwork as a dealer. Interesting. And that's how it happened, But so you could say every Pete Rose has its thorn. I love that. You could say that I bought it more as a memento than anything else, really, And at the time, also, I didn't think, there was this one guy there that I noticed. So I'm like, well, one guy a market does not make,
Right.
So for me, yeah, of course, I'm thinking of it as nothing more than a really cool memento, because like you said, I had no art that I ever saw at conventions locally, and we used to have conventions 4 times per year, every 3 months, back in those days. So 4 times a year, you'd see we'd have like a couple of artists as guests, and Vivian. Your biggest fan, Jason, is here.
I know. I made sure I said hi. There
we go. Wow. Thank you, honey. Wow. From out window shopping. Well, I guess not window shopping. In-store shopping. So good. Stop in coffee. Oh, you stopped at a coffee shop. Okay, good. Very cool. Thank you, honey. But yeah, it just didn't seem like it was ever going to be a thing because it wasn't readily available, as you say,
Yeah.
So I get that. So prices were stagnant for a few years, Marcus says. Really? Basically, eBay shut it. Oh, right. Yeah. Without the online thing, it wasn't really much of a market. That's the thing. Only certain conventions had art,
Mhm.
I mean, like Marcus is lucky because of where he lives, right? So he would, being in
I can
California,
imagine.
you're going to go to San Diego, of course. How do you not go to San Diego Comic-Con? And
Right.
of course, they always had original art there, So if you were a Cali kid going to San Diego, of course, there's a good chance you can become an original art fan, But yeah, so sometimes you have to have something guys like Mandel and Osborne needed on eBay, and it's setting new benchmarks. That's true. Love those days. We would see each other at cons, but in person, everyone was nice. And that's why, hey, what's up, Mike? That's why you had to snipe. Yes, sir. Even a tracking bid alerted the competition that you saw the piece on eBay. In those days, I don't think they had the tracking feature. You could, what do you mean? Oh, tracking bid. Right. When you just put a small bid in there. Yeah. No, but that's it. No, how stupid is that? No. Of course, you're alerting everybody that you are going to be bidding on this when they see your name in the bidders list, No. You got to snipe, baby. Also back then, people will try to end auctions with a big offer. Yeah. I mean, that was always kind of a thing, But I don't care. I figure whatever, I'll snipe. Whatever. If somebody ends it, they end it, and that's it,
A bunch of folks are talking about using money orders too, and I remember doing that for people. Had to go get a money order and send it because you didn't want to send a check, you couldn't send cash.
Yeah. I mean, PayPal didn't exist. No electronic form of payment existed. And so, money orders and checks. And I actually used to love that. I used to love money orders. When PayPal started and people started to use it, I was like, what? Like, people started to act like for people that wanted to buy from me, that's when I was frustrated because I was like,
Sure.
What do you mean, like PayPal? What's that? Like, no, money order, man, money order. Send me a money order for the post office. Give me one of those. And we'll make sure it's one of those pink ones. I can't cash the green ones here, and because they used to separate one for international, one for the United States. Right? Yeah. So, but no, I used to love it. And then before PayPal, they had bid pay, which I love because
I don't know that one.
No. So as an eBay seller and on my website, I took bid pay. That was the first electronic payment that I took, which was the buyer would have to go online to the bid pay website, enter their information, and basically bid pay would take the money plus a little fee, and the buyer was paying the fee. And then BidPay would send you on their behalf a Western Union money order.
Oh,
that's how it was. Yeah, pretty funny. How archaic does that seem now?
Right. Yeah, nowadays. Yeah.
JoeCon of 2002. I was at a big booth looking, and three of the guys that would always fight me on items on eBay were there. It was so funny. We had a good laugh. Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. Good stuff. Motor City. Yes, Jason. If you knew who's bidding and will always pay to win no matter what, I would jack it up. He was a historic diner ephemera collector. He bought and never paid me and others.
Yeah, that's I'm sure happens a lot.
Go Patriot Hawks. Look at him being very Tom Brady-ish.
Yeah.
What's going on? What did I rant about today? Did I rant? I don't think I ranted yet. Business as usual. Comment gate. I would wait by my mailbox for money orders. Yeah, I loved it. Was so stoked when PayPal started. Really. Well, you know me, Tom. I'm always slow to adopt technology, so I did it ruefully. I'll say this: PayPal, I adopted as a user, as a to pay for things, I did adopt early. PayPal, I want to say, when did it start? Because I think my PayPal account goes back to 2001. Is that possible?
Wow.
But yeah, it was early, so I could pay for things. But accepting it, I think, only came in the mid 2000 teens or like 2010s. Because on my website, I used to just take direct credit card payments. So I figured, screw PayPal. I don't need that. I got credit cards already, you know. Jason, if you would have bought artwork at an early age, you may have never wound up a doctor and become a degenerate. Being degenerate and poor. I love that.
It's probably true. It's probably true.
Couldn't afford medical school. Like, fuck that, man. You know, it's funny. Go CPADs.
I was in medical school when I tried to buy that X-Men #3 on eBay. I was in medical school at that time, and I left a lecture, ran down to the computer lab. That was before everybody had laptops, so ran down to the computer lab, logged in, tried to win that comic, and then got back to lecture. So I would have been a degenerate probably if I started collecting art at that time.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Running down to the computer lab.
Yeah, because you knew an auction was gonna end. So you're like, oh my god, I got to get to the computer somewhere, and then you know.
That's funny, man. In medical school, that's crazy. But good times, right? Good memories.
Oh yeah. That's what student loans were for.
Yeah. Makes for good fun stories all these years later, right?
Right.
Look at Rick. Wasted many a lunch hour buying money orders and mailing payments for eBay wins. Yes. Yeah, you and everybody else, for sure. That's what it was about. You had to run out on your lunch hour, you know? That's funny. Cashing money orders was an issue, was it? Post offices weren't used to it in the early days of eBay. Oh, okay. Interesting. You wanted to hide the profits from the government. Well, isn't that what anybody who has a job and
like
also occasionally sells a collectible of any kind, isn't that what they still do? Like most people,
right?
I don't know, not me, but you know, I declare everything. All right, there we go. Canadian government. Yeah, Tom says that they would get pissed at him at the main post office for trying to cash the money orders. That's crazy. I mean, that's what they're for. Ruben didn't like the instant pay that made him pack and ship the next day. Also, like the power seller gifts eBay would send. Oh, you used to be a power seller? Still got my eBay card holder. Wow. Ruben was slow to give up using the Pony Express. That's right, Philip. That's right. PayPal gave $5 for referrals when it first started. Yeah. And do you remember? I remember this. I remember when PayPal first started, they actually were trying to act as a bank. And what they were promising was on the money that you kept in your PayPal account, they would pay you interest. And I believe at the time it was a percentage point. That I could be wrong, whatever, but they were going to pay you. You were going to get paid interest on keeping your balance there. And then the government shut that down quickly and told them you can't do that because that would make you like a bank and you're not licensed or whatever to be a bank or whatever, you know. So it's illegal for what you guys are doing to do that. So that's why they shut that down quick, you know.
Right.
PayPal got integrated into eBay as the main payment source. Yeah. When was that? Was that like 2004? Was it that early on? I feel like it's a long time ago.
It seems about right. Yeah, it was pretty early, I feel like. Yeah.
Like for me, I feel like it wasn't that early, but only because I was using eBay from 97 onwards. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like it had already been definitely over a handful of years easy before it happened, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun. Enjoy the game. We're still going live tonight at 8. Sounds good, man. Have a good one, Yevgeny. Oh, by the way, Yevgeny, I know you're gone. That was 3 minutes ago. But FYI, I watched your show. I watched the show you told us about last week. The episode where you guys were drawing on behalf of to honor Sal Buscema. So I ended up watching the show. So yeah, have a good one, man. Take it easy. PayPal started in 98, that early? Okay, so you know what? My PayPal might be from 99. Or my eBay, I can't remember. eBay, and they bought it in 2002. Wow. Thanks, Rick. PayPal unfortunately also gave us Peter Thiel and Elon. Yeah, I know.
True.
I know. But what else is happening? Good times reminiscing about the good old days on eBay.
Great.
What's been happening with you, Jason? Anything new in the collecting sphere?
Nothing new. I am going to OAX, so kind of waiting to see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, that's a couple of weeks from now.
Yep. And then
what would you say? Do you think? I mean, obviously, it's for fun. You wouldn't really know, but you have maybe some idea. Are the odds that you will blow your load, and not the piggish way, everybody? He's not going to do that. But your budget in the first 5 minutes after you arrive and look around, like you have done in the past.
Yeah, so I definitely have done that in the past. I've done it even before the show opened officially. This year, because of other stuff happening in my life, I've got a much tighter budget this year, and I'm being more judicious with it. So I do not have a list. I do not have anything I'm looking for per se. I think I'm mainly going to go just kind of socialize, look around, and if I come back with something, great. But I'm not going there with an intent to buy right now.
Okay.
At least that's what I say right now. We'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
2 minutes into the show.
We already know that. You don't have to say that,
Right.
Any pre-OAX commissions are you doing?
I have one that I don't want to announce because it's going to be a gift for somebody.
A gift for somebody. Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no. Anyways, we've talked a lot. It's just, again, and I'm not even really a superstitious person, but the whole jinx factor on I don't know, talking about things that are in the works, but you don't, they're nowhere near being in your possession. Why jinx it?
Right.
So that's okay. So that's fine. Tom's going early. Look at that. Arriving on Wednesday now so that he can there'll be more hangout time. But Tom, it's only going to work if enough other people that you like also end up going on Wednesday, 2 days early, so they can hang out. I mean, if there's nobody there to hang out with, what are you going to do 2 days early? And I hope for your sake that there's people going 2 days early. Yeah.
There probably will be. I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
Carl's right. Yeah, Carl's right.
So he says, Jason's goal this year is to not blow his budget in 30 minutes of the show for opening. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying,
31 minutes. 31 minutes.
30, make it 31, yeah. Famous last words, Jason, yeah. Jason spent all budget before the show started last year. Yeah. We all know, Tom, we all know. He was gracious to come on here and tell us live. So, yeah. Anyone who lives in Michigan or nearby states, there's a really Philip.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a really nice original comic art exhibit going on right now at the Muskegon Art Museum. He was there yesterday.
I forgot about that. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, and he showed me some pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the distance for you to that, Jason?
Hour 20 minutes, maybe something like that.
Okay, so Philip, I mean, it's still worth asking. Philip, you were there yesterday. Is it worth Jason's time, effort, gas money, all that to go check it out? If it takes him about an hour and 20 minutes to get there and then back round trip over, let's say, call it 2.5 hours round trip.
Or just look at the art on calf.
Right. Let us know. Do you feel like it's worth a 2.5 hour round trip drive to check it out or not? Yeah, be honest on that one. I almost always buy in advance for pickup at any show now, much less shopping in the moment. Okay.
I think my other thing right now with both OAX and the auctions that are going on, because there's some stuff in some upcoming auctions that in a fantasy world I'd love to have, but the prices are just getting beyond me. So I think I'm becoming more of a observer in this hobby than I am an active participant in this hobby.
Already?
Yeah, I mean, so I think like when I go to OAX, I'm kind of looking to see are the things that I like even affordable anymore? And I think the answer is no.
Oh,
I think that window has been missed.
wow.
So it's a question of either I shift what I collect or I shift what I'm interested in so that it is still affordable. But the fantasy items that I would like to have in my collection aren't going to happen anymore. I don't think.
Okay. And name some of those. What would some of the top 1 or 2 or 3 might be? What type of
Yeah, so I mean, fantasy world would still be a Cockrum X-Men page.
Okay, but even from the second run, Cochran?
Second run. For me, second run Cockrum is when I started.
That's your run. Yeah, that's your run.
Well, that's fine with me to be second run.
Okay. But hold on, before you go to the next piece, would you? So, are you the type of guy at this stage in your collecting where, even though they're getting the stuff's getting really expensive for you for your budget, do you feel like it's getting really expensive? I'm not really sure I can collect or get those types of pieces anymore that I really want. Would you say that that's because you're the type of collector who, if I'm gonna get one of those pieces from that run, like I still want it to be a pretty good piece, as opposed to what some people do where they settle, and I'll take one that's within my budget, even though the content isn't going to be that great for that money. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm probably somewhere in between. I don't need a splash. I don't need a.
Oh no, I'm just thinking of panel page, anyways.
Yeah. I don't need and I don't need the X-Men in every panel. I'll be happy if it's a decent page. It's got a couple of good, really strong panels. I don't need it to be the perfect page.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I would be happy with that kind of stuff. Part of me is there's a part of me that wants to collect for nostalgia. And unfortunately, I'm of an age and a generation where that is really becoming expensive now.
Yeah.
And so if I collect as a modern collector, then I think there's more stuff. If I just want a Wolverine page or I want an X-Men page, I think there's more stuff available. And it's a question of, what am I collecting? Am I collecting the characters? Am I collecting the nostalgia? And that's what I'm still figuring out, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. And by the way, Philip has said that, yes, then go visit Live comic store afterwards. Second largest comic shop in the country is in Muskegon.
Yeah, it was a huge store back in the 80s when I was more actively collecting. And then
so you're aware of it.
Oh yeah, and he had an amazing collection. I've been told, I have not been there in years, but I've been told it's a little bit quirky now. So this guy has a store in a mall, what used to be a big mall, and it's very modern, like trades and comics and stuff. And then he has a separate room where the older stuff is stashed. And if you know about it, you have to ask because it's only open on certain days. So I have not been back to experience that, but he was back in the 80s and 90s, he was a great guy to deal with. He was very reasonable. So yeah, I know about that store, and that's what I would do if I was going up there.
Okay. Marcus, ever the nose butter, says, you can't, out of your budget, beyond the doctor's salary? People have their shit, man. Yeah.
Well, there's crazy buying, like technically can buy, and then there's what a reasonable person should buy. I'm more the reasonable person.
Yeah. There you go. That falls in line with what I've always said. It's kind of like, even when I make the argument of, everything I've ever wanted, like over the years, like everything I collect, it eventually, in not too much time, gets beyond what it, like I can't afford it. I get priced out. Over and over and over again. And then I always catch myself and go, okay, could I really still continue to buy that? Yes, I could. So
right.
And this is where it says for you, right? Where it's these levels, and it's like, yes, I'm not saying it's like I can't come up with the money, but as I always say, just because you can come up with the money, just because you have the money, doesn't mean you should spend the money, Right. And I've always been that way, like frugal, like, everything is only worth a certain money amount to me. And then after that, beyond that, I feel like, nah, forget it. I'm done,
Yeah. I mean, if I could sell a page that I bought 20 years ago and make the profit on it that you would make today, and then turn that around into the hobby, that would be amazing. But I wasn't collecting back then, so I don't have
Yeah.
that resource. And then I guarantee if I bought a Jim Lee X-Men page tomorrow, I guarantee you on the day afterwards, the Jim Lee market would crash. It would suddenly be worth 50 cents on the dollar. Nobody would want it anymore. You couldn't get rid of it if you tried.
Because that's what always happens to you, right?
Right. That's usually what happens in my investments. If I put money in Apple, it would be a bankrupt company by tomorrow.
I think I told the anecdote one time. It's a similar thing to you, where it was like, God, I always have the shittiest luck. It's not to say I didn't make money as well, at times, but in the 90s, in the first few years when I was first investing, of course, I was just learning, right? Self-taught, and putting my money where my mouth is, right? And I remember I would have the crappiest luck where I'd put my money into something and I'd be like, I have, let's say, like, okay, I think this should move. This is really undervalued. I think this should move. I'll give it at least a good year, but I'm prepared to stick with it for a couple, because you never know. The timing is always tough. It often takes them longer than they think to, get their shit into gear, whatever.
Right.
And I remember this one stock. It was a potash stock of all things, for you people who probably don't even know what potash is. But Canada is a big mining country. So anyways, so this was a smaller company with potash in Asia. It's called Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific, something like that. Anyways, I had my money in there, and the two year line had been crossed. I'd held the stock for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was above water, but barely. Like, it was just negligible, right? It's one of those where you're like, shit, dead money, and it's like, I could put the money to work elsewhere. I gave it enough of a chance, and so I sold, and so I sold out. And I kid you not. Not even the next day. Like, hours after I sell, they released some news, and boom, it went up by 40% in one shot.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be me. That would be me.
After waiting 2 years of making nothing, dead money, 40% in 2 hours after I sold out because I lost my patience. Like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of had a penchant for having things like that happen to me, So I'm assuming you already answered, Philip, on what area you're in.
Yep. Kalamazoo.
Very good. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Yes, sir. Okay.
Philip, hit me up on CAF. Philip can hit me up on CAF. I'm under my name. It's easy to find me on CAF.
Yeah, hit him up, man. He's got it under Jason Ladwig. He's one of the few who uses his actual name. So yeah, that's it. A lot to buy under 1K though, Jason. Well, there's a lot of art to buy, but is there a lot of the stuff you really want? That's what he's talking about, Tom. The stuff he really wants more than anything. That's the stuff that, I mean, I've seen these second run Cochrane pages of X-Men. Geez, in the last couple of years, I feel like, wow, they really kind of took off. I saw several.
Yeah, right. So that's how I feel. Like when I would say, okay, I'll come back to that. I want to see if I could maybe do something over here. And then, oh, I better think about that page. Well, now it's too high. And then every time I think, I'll do it next auction. I'll look for that one next auction. Then it starts slipping away.
That's it. Marcus only got 2 pre-OAX commissions. Well, when we meet up at the airport, Jason Richardson, Southern Comic Geek, he promised last week, that he was gonna pick us up this time. So we should be in a good mood. We should see all the boys, and hopefully they don't all ignore us like they did last time. But that's it, Marcus, and then you can pick up your commissions there when we arrive. That'll be the first thing we do, maybe. We'll see. Marcus got Art Adams and Adam Hughes, Julie Bell. How do you know? Please buy a Jim Lee page, Jason. He wants the market to crash. Jason, that's like Ruben's gambling. Ruben bought Enron. I did not. Thankfully. Yeah, I also did not buy Nortel. I know that's a Canadian company, but some of you guys who were in the market, if you guys were in the stock market back either in the late 90s or into the early 2000s, you would probably know Nortel. Remember Nortel? Maybe? I don't know.
I kind of know the name, but I don't remember why I should know the name.
Yeah, so they were a telecom company, like 100-plus-year-old company.
Mhm.
You know, the type that throughout most of its history was, you know, the stock is one of these
Rock solid. Yeah.
right, blue chip, but like the growth is slow and steady. Yeah, you don't make big
You're not
gains,
gonna make money off of it.
but
Yeah.
it's steady over long periods of time, you know. But then they got more into, you know, technology, obviously with the 90s, this and that, you know, and they're the ones who came out with the BlackBerry. Remember the BlackBerry?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
first,
I do. Yeah, right.
You know, the first, was really hot for a few years. Yeah, and then that's it. Whatever. Yeah, things, you know, the biggest companies don't matter. No matter how big you are, how long you've been in existence, you can always go. You know, you can make mistakes and you go out of business. But even them, I did not buy, thankfully. So Jason might have bought Bitcoin. Maybe. Jason needs to cheer for the Pats. Does it matter? He's not betting on it. And Jason bought silver. Hey, would have been pretty good if you had bought some silver and gold over the last few years, you know? Grab a beer at Bell's or something. Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I bought stock, symbol. You bought potash just because of the name, not knowing what potash was. Yeah, thinking it was something else, I'm sure. Yay, what's up, Corey? Yes, potash, the fertilizer. Yes, there's somebody who knows a little bit of what potash is. You still don't know what it is. You're too busy getting blazed. POT went up in smoke. Look at that. We have a potash plant 5 miles out of town, Richter. Really interesting. Who owns it? Do you know? Yes. Interesting. Risk adverse, exactly what you want in a doctor. I love that. Yes, indeed. I think the potash market took a downturn with the tariffs. I have not followed it in years, actually, so I will have to take your word on that one. What's good? Ian Saint in the house.
Hey, Ian.
Afternoon, Mr. Nathan S. Do we know you? Are you formerly known as Nathan Hanley? Or are you another Nathan? Because I've never seen Mr. Nathan S. as a name in the chat. So hello and welcome.
Welcome in.
Welcome, and let us know if it's just a change of name or if it's a new Nathan who's never been here before. Philip says, Groucho Marx once joked that he would have lost more money in the 29 stock market crash, but that was all the money I had. Right. Intrepid Potash. Interesting. Okay. No, I have not heard of them. Thanks, Rick. A different one. Okay. Usually watch on Rewind. Hey, well, double thank you and double welcome. Thank you, Mr. Nathan S. And I appreciate that you watch on Rewind because I have no way of ever knowing who the Rewind watchers are. You know, like YouTube doesn't give those types of statistics for privacy reasons. So unless you jump into the chat and post a comment, say hello like you did, I would never know that you ever watched. So I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, CJ, for the nice welcome. CJ's always a good welcome wagon for us too. So sorry, Jason. So I was saying, so back with that whole get back to the X-Men thing and yeah. So I'm sorry. So how did you end off with that topic? So you still want to kind of get, I'm thinking you want to get a pretty decent page, correct?
Yeah.
Like, in other words, it's fair to say you wouldn't want to settle at the prices that it costs.
Right. Yeah, at the prices that it costs, if I'm going to go in for that kind of money,
yeah,
I don't want a page of non-characters, just background, somebody walking on a street, just to say that, hey, Dave Cochran drew this, and it's from one of was common. Yeah.
Thank you. I thank you, because I've railed against that type of behavior many times. I still firmly believe you shouldn't settle just to say, "Oh, I finally got my Cochrane. I finally got my
not at those prices. If that page sells for $500, sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's all relative, right, to the price or whatever. So totally get it. So other than the X-Men by Cochrane, what other things are on your list that you feel you may never end up with because you feel they're getting out of hand price wise?
Well, so my nostalgia is for X-Men stuff, and so basically any artist that you think of in the published run of X-Men before issue 300 is starting to creep up there. So you're talking Byrne, you're talking Cochrane, you're talking John Romita Jr., which all used to be affordable, but they're creeping up there. And are they out of reach? Not entirely, but it would have to be a conversation in my house with my wife of I'm going to do this one thing this one time. It can't be reckless spending.
Sure.
I don't have those kind of means. So that's the thing. And it's a question of, I haven't ever been able to feel comfortable trying to pull the trigger, trying to go after something. So that's the thing. And so, like I said, there's plenty of great art out there. It's just that the stuff that I'm nostalgic for is creeping out of my means. So I think
totally get that.
Yeah.
Corey says that if you buy a Wolverine page, you can win a best of category next year. So let me ask about that, you guys. Well, I guess you, Jason, since you're the first one who's able to immediately answer my questions. Is there any place where I can go and see the results of the voting? Or do I have to go and watch a video on the CAF Plus channel just to find out the results? Because I went to CAF and I hit the OAX button, but it doesn't tell you anything. There's nothing. I hit the button for voting is gone. So I
haven't looked, but I thought there was, because I thought you could go back and see 2024 for a period of time. So I think there's a spot somewhere on CAF.
Okay. Hopefully somebody else who knows can let us know. Please let us know. I also recommend Werner Roth X-Men. I really dig Werner Roth, and it's always been very undervalued, and I think it's nice stuff.
And it is, but same thing. When I started, and I haven't been in the hobby that long. I started in 2020, so those pages were like 6, and now they can be 10, 11, 12, and just depending on the subject matter. And I still really like them. For me, as a kid in the 80s, still being able to afford comics from the 60s back then, I really like reading those old X-Men, and I remember those. And Werner Roth is an artist I remember. So I have one Werner Roth page, and I would love more. It's just that, again, like you were pointing out, subject matter relative to price. And if one Werner Roth or 3 Werner Roths come up in an auction, there are other guys out there that are willing to pay more than what I can comfortably part with. So
I get that. Yes, and I wanted to say that Mike said that the results are on CAF, and Rick specifically says click on the galleries header, which I just did in another tab actually, Rick, and I saw it at the bottom. It's even highlighted in yellow.
I thought there was something.
So thank you for that. I'll have to make some time later this week and check it out.
I will say, in buying right now, I don't want to diss anybody, but I think that I'm kind of auction house averse right now. And that's why I would rather go into a show like OAX and see what people have and be able to talk face to face. And if there's somebody walking around with a portfolio of stuff that they want to part with, I would much rather do that, or somebody on CAF that put, I would much rather do that, because I just think the auction houses, their buyer's premiums and stuff are just making it sort of prohibitive.
Do we really have to talk about that again?
We do.
No, because the buyer's premium isn't affecting you. Everybody keeps saying that, but
I know you say, you try to figure it into your price. Like, this is my limit. Yeah, but you get caught up in the, well, one more increment.
Okay, but getting caught up in one more is still completely different from the fact that the buyer's premium doesn't affect you. It doesn't matter if it keeps going up. It doesn't affect you. Your own decision to say, well, I'll go one more may happen, and it does happen. Obviously, you just said it does. But keep in mind, it happens for everybody. So everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody feels that same thing of, okay, maybe one more. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people feel, okay, maybe one more. And everybody is factoring in the premium into the price. So it's an even playing field for everybody, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. For me, it just feels like it's like I'm losing buying power.
Really?
Like, yeah, it just feels that way. I don't know if I get what you're saying. Yeah, everybody should be factoring it into the price. If $10,000 is my ceiling, I need to figure that in of what percentage of that is the buyer's premium. And then that's just my ceiling. But it just feels like if I have $10,000 in cash and I could pay $10,000 just right now for a page, or I'm really going to pay $8,000 because I have to figure out the buyer's premium, you know, and I just feel like I'm losing buying power as the buyer's premiums creep up.
Okay.
But I totally understand the math. It just feels wrong. It just feels like I'm somehow losing a buying power.
Right. I mean, I would only agree from the sense that you're losing buying power, I guess, year after year. But to me, it's only because
it's going up. It's going up in value.
The art continues to not stop going up, right? So
yeah,
that's what I would say. So, and again, we're all kind of in that same boat as well. Obviously, right. Of course, we're all separated by different budget types as well, and that's where the ones with bigger budgets can continue to pay the prices as they go up, whereas compared to some of us who are more like, oh well, I could if I want to, but like I don't want to. You know, I have other responsibilities, or you know that
right.
Sort of thing, you know. Yeah. So, emailed you the link. Thank you, John. Thank you. But I like I said, I saw it. Original Art says CAP awards are pretty political. No, it seems like it's who you know more than the art. So obviously, based on what I just said, I don't know. And I don't even like to use. I try not to use the word won, because I don't think that anybody's winning. You're not winning anything. In fact, I would much rather, and I know it's not going to happen, but I would much rather. I'm curious to know what the masses will pick, but I would rather know, let's say the top 5, but without showing them in any actual order. Just you show me the top 5, the names of the top 5 vote-getting pieces in every category in random order. That's what I would prefer. I don't want to know who got the more than everybody else or whatever. I don't care. And I think that would make it less of that feeling for those people who like Original Art here are like, well, it's political, who cares, whatever. It's all the, you know, it seems like people vote for their friends, whatever. But listen, I said that too, though, Original Art. I sometimes will vote for what I like. Other times I'm like, you know, I pick, because I like how they set up the voting where you do your pre-selection by clicking buttons, right? Mm-hmm. And you click all the pieces you like. So maybe you got 15 now. And then you're like, okay, I got my 15. Now I got to whittle them down to 5, right. You know?
Right.
And it's difficult sometimes. And it's like, sometimes when it's like, okay, I'm down to 6. I got to get rid of 1. It's this one or this one, this one or this one. Which one? And sometimes I'll be like, wow, that's my buddy, man. I'm going to give him the vote. Sure. Why not?
I think it would be interesting if you could go back the same way that there's the sort of the whole, you know, all the pieces are listed. It would be nice if you could go back through that same listing and see how many votes for any particular piece there were. Because if, you know, maybe I voted for a piece that didn't even make it into the top 5, but I want to see how many other people thought that piece was cool.
All right. So I thought, didn't they like anything that got a vote? I think I used to see it where it said like if you got even one vote, you could see the list of all the pieces that got at least a vote.
Oh, is it still there? Because I haven't gone back to look for that, but
I don't know. But I do remember years ago that being possible. Because I remember somebody telling me that like, one of your pieces got a single vote or whatever. And I was like, oh, let me see. Oh yeah, look at that, Yeah, but maybe they changed because they did change the way that the voting is done, the selection of the pieces is done, right? So maybe when they made those changes, maybe they changed that and maybe they don't show everybody who has at least every piece that has one vote.
Yeah, so Marvel Fan and Matt Kennedy just said that they do still show the vote count. I didn't know that. So and Stingray just said the same thing too. I didn't know that. So I'll have to go back and take a look. I didn't realize they did that.
Okay. Oh, Darrington Stingray was tied for 5th. Nice. But I didn't get included due to alphabetical order. Really? That's lame. Okay. That's lame. Again, that's why I wouldn't even put it in order of highest vote getter. I would just randomly, okay, here's the top 5. Yeah, that's it. So let's see, and you can negotiate down with a dealer. Yeah, well, listen, what Jason was saying earlier about he just prefers dealing direct. I get that. I get the good old days. There's certain pros and cons. I mean, I like the fun of bidding at auction, but at the same time, yeah, I'm old school, and I've always preferred just buying direct, whether it's from a collector or a dealer, whatever. You got a price, all right, I'll buy it if I like it.
Yeah.
If I like it, but think I'd like it more if it was a little cheaper, I'll ask you for a deal or whatever. I'll make you an offer, whatever, let's haggle, make a deal, whatever. And okay, good. Thank you, man. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's always been my preference, certainly. What's up, Maddie in the house? And thank you for letting us know that, by the way. And there we go. Another Pats fan. Woo! Yes, sir. Go Bane. That's the second time you made a Bane joke. I'm not really sure why. The out of auction. Okay.
Yeah, good point, Ian.
Can be cheaper and more expensive. Sure, it depends. Absolutely, yeah. They are both good avenues to buy. Difficult as a seller. Yeah. Never know what you're gonna get. Just like Willy Wonka. Or just like Forrest Gump, chocolates, right? Show the art and don't listen, owners nor creators, and you have a better chance of aesthetics winning. I don't know what that means because the grammar is not correct.
I think he means show the art. Don't say who did it. Don't say who owns it.
He corrected himself. Yeah, show the art and don't listen the owners,
right?
Or creators, and you have a better chance of aesthetics winning. Yeah.
Like if you can't tell it's a Jim Lee, then you're just judging it based on does it strike you,
Right.
Yep.
Or if you can't tell who owns it, then
you can't tell who owns it. Yeah.
You're not gonna have people can't give their friends a vote or whatever.
Right.
But again, I do it because again, in those moments where I'm like, I'm having a tough time choosing, to whittle it down to my last, top 5. Yep. And that's usually when I'm like, I'll pick a friend or whatever, I know this guy, whatever, better than that guy, whatever, I'll pick that guy, whatever. Or sometimes if it's a category I don't even care about, right? I'll be like, well, I can either avoid it completely or I'll go in and I'll see if I've got any friends in there and I'll just vote for 5 friends. If I have 5 friends in there, I'll give them each a vote. You know what I mean?
See, well, for me, if it's a category I don't really care about per se, then I'm trying to be just purely, does the image strike me?
Right.
And not so much who do I know in this category, but if it's truly an image that I clicked on, I slowed down and I said, oh, that's kind of neat, then they get my vote. But
right.
It's tough. I mean, there's a ton of good art out there, even in any category. You could have the top 3, the top 5, whatever, and it could go on for forever.
Yeah. Ruben had a nice piece in the running. Did I? would that have been my Christmas strip? Philip told me that my Christmas World's Greatest Heroes with Batman and Superman as Santa Claus and the reindeer. He told me that one came in 5th place or something in the strip art category, which really surprised me. Is that what you're talking about, CJ? Marcus says, meaning he was political and he voted for my Blade. Oh my! I forgot I put that one in there. My Blade Runner Sunday. Man, that was awesome. Were you the only vote that I got on that piece, Marcus? I was thinking I might get 1 or 2. Seeing the votes each piece got. Yeah, CAF does still show the vote count. Yeah, that's good. I'll have to go and check it out. All the votes visible. Yeah, thanks, guys. Show all the pieces. Yeah, thank you. Yes, you can see all. Yeah, that's good. Most winners of the top spots got 48. Oh, you know that for a fact? So it just looked like most people who came in as the top vote getter, the pieces got around 48 votes, is what you're saying? Okay. I need to see what that 4-page Bastion spread got, right? Here's the thing, though. What if those big pieces don't mean as much to someone? Death of Superman auction does nothing for me. If it were up for voting, probably not my vote, not DC. I don't know what your point, because you never read it. I don't know what you're just trying to say you wouldn't vote for things that you're not into. That's fair enough. I mean, everybody's going to vote however they want. There's many ways to do it. I always say, just participate. That's really what it should be about.
Yep.
But I still do think that it should be, again, for the people who hate the big swinging dick aspect of it, right? The political aspect of whatever, friends and all that stuff. Yeah, look, if you want to try to get rid of that, I think one of the good ways is to not choose winners. Choosing winners means everybody else is a loser.
Maybe that should be a category, the biggest dick swinging piece of art. So if you have the cover to whatever, Fantastic Four #1, if you own the cover art for that, you got the biggest dick swinging in the room. So we'll see if people vote for it. But I think to Ian's point, there are some pieces out there that are amazing. You have the cover art for whatever, but to some people that's not as important. They're not cover art people, or that particular title didn't do anything for them. And some commission piece for, Death or Sandman, that might be their thing. So I get Ian's thing. It's not always what's the most popular piece or the biggest piece. But dick swinging piece might be a good category to have next time.
Yeah. I could see how that could be the one that people most look forward to,
Yeah, well, like what, it could come down to like that Hulk 180 page, the first Wolverine. Like, is that the most important thing compared to cover of some Fantastic Four issue by Kirby versus a Ditko Spider-Man? You could see what do people think is the most important thing out there? When you own one of those really big pieces,
Yeah, for sure. I think, and maybe they should do that. Maybe they should literally have one called the Big Swinging Dick Award, and it should be specifically for the most historic piece. In other words, right? Because then you get that Wolverine page. Yeah. And that's what it's about. Because the art's not necessarily all the greatest art ever. Yeah. Right, for aesthetics, but people vote for it because of the importance and how much they love Wolverine.
I think that would be really cool. I mean, if the big collectors out there who own those big pieces would, and not all of them share it, so there's guys out there that don't share.
Right, and also a lot of those people who have that really sort of vintage, expensive stuff. Yeah, a lot of those people don't really participate in this stuff or whatever.
No, but that would be very cool. I think like most historic piece, and if in that year, which piece came out of the closet, which piece showed up in an auction, that would be very cool. I think that would be a neat category.
Exactly. It could be a fun category because of the fact that you can't just go back and maybe like for the first year, you can say of all time on CAF. So for the first year is any most historic piece on CAF. But then starting next year and onwards, it'll be only for that previous year, let's say.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I think that'd be very cool. Because I have to imagine too, I think some collectors are aging out. So some of that stuff may start showing up in auctions and collections over this upcoming years as people sort of start aging out and think they should liquidate their collection.
Yeah, you're right, for sure. Original Art said, funny, auctions make it easier for him. Private deals, he says, is like pulling teeth. Okay, you must have had some bad experiences, I guess. And buying directly from artists, his historical preference has gotten quite insufferable lately. Really? I mean, I'm not shocked that you've had bad experiences with artists directly. They are not the greatest, historically the best business people or whatever. So they can be insufferable. But that's some pretty bad luck that you're having bad luck with, directly with collectors, dealers, and artists. Like, I don't know what's happening there, man. Do you ever think maybe it's me? Maybe the problem is me. Hopefully, you're not approaching them by saying, "Hey, shit, how about I give you this much money for that piece?" If you're doing that, then I know what the problem is. But all in good fun, man. All in good fun. Listen, keep bidding on the auctions. There's more than enough art out there for you to just collect through auctions for sure. So. Matt says, I voted for pieces posted by Ruben, Jeff, Daryl, Roberts, Ian, and one for himself, all his friends. Thank you, by the way, Matt. Needless to say, well, maybe it is needful to say, I gave you one of my votes. I voted for quite a lot of, and actually, Mr. Ladwig, I forget which one it was, but I gave you a vote. Well, can you tell me quickly, what pieces did you have?
I didn't have anything this year. I had pieces last year. I didn't have anything this year.
Okay. See, this is the problem when you have 48 different Jasons. So that I know, right?
Right.
Okay. So you didn't put anything this year. Okay. So what the? Oh man, I gave multiple Jason friends votes.
There's a lot of us.
I thought you must have been included.
If you were born between 1970 and 1976-ish, 77, you were probably Jason. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, no, thank you, Matt. And yeah, why the heck not, right? Carl says, I also find that I have a more personal connection to a friend's piece because I know what the piece means to them. Yeah, you see, and have to come to appreciate it more than I would have otherwise. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to say it. The Christmas piece was third. Wow, really? I mean, there was some pretty cool strip art there. Wow. But I guess maybe I shouldn't be surprised because I do know that people have always enjoyed Christmas-related strips, right? The Christmas Day in strip art. It's always been a thing for people to collect. So, but Philip had told me 5th place, but 3rd. Wow. Oh, that's pretty cool. There were 7 votes for the 7. I got 7 votes on the Blade Runner Sunday. Nice. Wow. And that wasn't enough to crack the top 5. Wow. That's unfortunate. Oh, well, that was a great piece, man. I thank you again, Marcus. Jeez. Wow. I think I gave Mike 2 votes. There you go. You see, I gave Mike some votes. Yeah. Look, I said I gave a bunch of friends. I gave a ton of my friends votes. So you really got 6 friends you can count on. I got 45 votes on the world's greatest hero. Wow. Just like Tom said, averaging 48 for number 1. So that's a lot. Yeah, that's wild. Jerome voted for my Christmas strip. Thank you, Jerome. Thank you. I voted. Oh my God, Jerome. I think I voted for like three. I was like, oh my God, Jerome loves Godzilla. He loaded his picks with Godzilla related picks. I was like, oh, that's different than superheroes all the time. I'm gonna give Jerome some votes, Yeah. So you have some really cool Godzilla pieces, man. So yeah, I gave you some votes for that. Yeah, so that's cool too. Swingin' Dick was my college band. Oh, excuse me.
Bet those were fun times, CJ.
Good times, CJ. Good times. Derek in the house, look good. Then your victory speech can be eat shit, limp dicks. Oh my God, that's funny. Why not? It would be fun, right, Derek? I mean, come on, man. You gotta have some fun, right? Groove fan. Whoa, it's Duke Fleet himself. Who, by the way, I just wanted to mention, I forgot to mention the week after he was here, I forgot to mention that he kept his promise. For those of you who may not have noticed, he kept his promise. I don't know if it was the day after the show, but when I finally remembered and I checked maybe a week later, he did indeed get rid of the AKA #1 Groove fan, chopped it off the name. So he is literally only Duke Fleet now. So he did what he said he was going to do. He's a man of his word. So that's pretty cool. Although you might want to do the same thing here so you don't confuse people. Do the same thing here, Dan. Get rid of it on your go into your settings in your YouTube. Because this one is only Groove fan. Doesn't even talk about Duke Fleet. Although you got the DF avatar. But that's not an avatar. That's just what Google puts automatically for you when you don't have a picture for your avatar. So what's up? What's up with the dealers? We all know it's with the dealers. We all know it's not us. Thanks, Pop. If I am the Robert, you mean, huh? Shit. Remember, that was 5 minutes ago. Sorry, man. Nah, man, it's not me. I was just joking, man. The market is making everyone greedy. Yeah. But again, it's always been that way. You know? I got one from me and but I have to do a wealth of friends and not friend collectors. What? You got one from me as well, but gave to a wealth of friends and non-friend collectors, right? My handle and mapping to my actual name doesn't ever seem to stick for you. Mike Snitzer, of course. Look, dude, I don't know what the hell. I don't know. Did you ever try going into your settings here directly on YouTube to try to change the name back to Mike Snitzer? I mean, once upon a time, it used to show us your name, Mike. I'm not going to remember with such a sort of random name like Original Art. It's so generic, you know? And there's so many Mikes, you know? Mike Snitzer in the house, man. Well, good to see you, of course, as always. But try your settings, man. You got to change that back. There's got to be a way to change that back. I came in behind Alberto's peanut strip. Wow. Right behind the peanut strip. That's pretty cool. Thanks,
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, for sure. There's nothing interesting to me about watching multimillionaires acquire expensive things. If I know a piece costs $100K, I'm probably not voting for it. And we've talked about this. We've talked about, even he and I have talked about this here on the show, And I get that too. I get it,
Matt. But I would still like to see what's out there, like to know.
Sure.
If that category would make somebody post something that.
Well, okay, but don't forget, Jason, that in order to get voted on, you already have to have posted the piece in your gallery at some point throughout the previous year, anyways, right?
True.
So really, I would think that if those guys are posting that, I mean, I would hope that it's because they felt like, hey, I want to share this. That'll be cool, as opposed to I'll post this because then at the end of the year,
I can be on the thing.
And I can win a little fake contest. Like, you know what I mean? I would hope it's not for that. That's lame, honestly. That's how I see it. I don't know. I know we all have a lot of opinions on, it doesn't seem like there's any perfect way to make things happy. I think it has gotten better.
Stingray just posted a comment, and I want to ask if he would vote or if he would participate.
Oh, okay. Hold on. What's up, Compson? Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you too. So hold on. So who? Newell. This one?
Yeah. So would you vote or would you participate?
I would vote in a dick swinging contest. Yeah. Would you participate? That's funny, man. Who posted the Stoko Godzilla? Calvin and Calvin. That's one of Jerome's.
Yeah, that was a cool page. Or
That
Quickie.
was yeah,
Cool
that
piece.
was yeah, that was one of Jerome's pieces. Yeah, that's one of the ones that got my vote. There you go. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Yeah, no, for sure. There you go. He's confirming it was him who had that piece. Yeah, that was a good one, man. I think I pick historical ×1, most beautiful ×1, and friends ×3. Allows for a good mix. Yeah, for sure. That's it. Whatever way works for everybody. That's what I always say. I think do what you want to do. That's it. But participate. That's what's important. Yeah, I know, Mike. I know. I did searches for how to do it. No idea how to change my name. You did try. That sucks. Well, sorry, man. You know what? Just to help me out, because you're not here every week. Also, that's what makes it more difficult. On top of everything else, when you do pop in, just say, "Hey, Mike." Say, "Hey, Ruben, Mike Snitzer here." Just do that. If I see you do that twice, on 2 separate episodes or whatever, if I'm not playing on, I'll probably remember. I'll connect the name with the avatar and remember that it's Mike Snitzer. Original art is a good name to squat on. It's too valuable to change out of. True. I would vote. Oh yeah.
From here on out, all the comments start going downhill pretty quick.
Okay, hold on. I wonder if a little dick swinging page from Penthouse Comics or something would take the win. That would be pretty funny. What's up, Adam? What's a beautiful girl like you doing alone on the island of love? What? Luis! What's up, Luis? What's happening? I voted for Luis. I voted. You had a piece. And what's up, man? Good to see you. Or am I confusing a vote for you? Did you participate? God, social media is crazy. There's so many platforms. That's what makes it all confusing. If you participated, Luis, I either gave you a vote, or I'm confusing it with having just been liking your posts of some great piece on Instagram. One or the other. OAX After Dark. I only buy art in the hopes of having my swinging dick noticed. Why else would any of us be in this hobby? Yes. Cool Hand Luke style zingers contest. If we have a swinging contest, who's going to be the puffer? You mean the fluffer? I think it's called fluffer. Heading to a Super Bowl viewing party. All right, later, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Have a good one. Salvi Sama Matt. Murphy Raw. Dick swinging joke. Nice. Yeah, no, okay, I'm confusing it. There's the annual best of comic art fans. Every year, everybody you can enter, you enter pieces that you had posted in your gallery in the previous year on Comic Art Fans. And then collectors participate in the voting. Everybody looks at all these categories of art and they vote. So that's what I'm talking about. Yes, go Pats for sure. I think number one meant that all sloppy. What? Could have watched the Patriots Die Hard fan my whole life, 48 years, playing Super Bowl at a viewing party. Yeah, no, if you're a real football fan, in other words, what I mean is if you follow football or let's talk about football since it is Super Bowl Sunday. If you follow football, my thing is you wouldn't want to be at a party. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I guess not everybody sees it the same way, but to me, if you follow it, in other words, if you watch games every week, I would think you would never want to watch at a Super Bowl party with a bunch of people at somebody's house. Because in my experience, I did it once, and it was the worst experience ever because nobody pays attention. Like, everybody's just having a good time partying and drinking and eating and talking. Nobody's paying attention to the game. I can't hear the game. I can't see what's happening with the game. Yeah, no, disaster.
The viewing parties are to watch the commercials. If you want to watch the game, you just get some guys that like the game, and then you watch the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But a party is really to watch the commercials. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, no true fan should be watching it through a party. But Matt, not that I'm shitting on Matt. Just got really dark here all of a sudden. Give me a second, guys. But I'm not shitting on Matt. I'm just saying, you know, Matt is not. Well, I know for a fact Matt is not a. You know, he doesn't follow. You know, he doesn't follow football, not following every week or whatever. So yeah, if you're not a weekly viewer, if you're just kind of a fair weather fan, yeah, then yeah, sure, I guess go and watch the Super Bowl at somebody's house or whatever. You know. Dwayne's a pain. What's going on? Yeah, we're only about 12 minutes from wrapping up the show here. That's what's going on, my friend. Just shooting the shit, having some fun as usual, you know. I'll try it out this coming year. I got to figure out how to do it. Luis, you're not on comic art fans enough. That's why you didn't even know that it existed. Though, to be fair, when you go to the homepage, you wouldn't really notice that there was anything going on unless you focused your eye and you saw this little, what was it? Is it like a little button at the top? I forget. But it happens every year, yeah. What else? Who's here? Marcus Rubin watches like a mean drunk with money on the Penguins. I wasn't drunk when I did that Penguins thing, though. That might have been worse for me. Dick Swinging, we're discussing original art pages featuring Robin on a batarang grappling hook, right? Yes, we are. I agree with the party thing, Ruben. Thank you, CJ. Only because it's true, right? It's like watching an award-winning movie at a party, an exercise in frustration. Exactly, Robert. Thank you. Yeah, indeed. Happy Bad Bunny Day. Yeah, Bad Bunny. So funny. It's like this whole Bad Bunny thing. To me, as a guy who's watches the game every year, obviously, I actually don't give a shit about, like, when I was young, like in my 20s, yeah, I was interested to see what commercials might come out or whatever. But really after that, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I haven't cared for a long time. And as far as the entertainment during the halftime, guys, for me, halftime is the time I get up from my seat, run to the kitchen. Oh, what are we going to eat now? What do we, maybe I go to the bathroom, but yeah, let's go get the treats, snacks, whatever, dinner or whatever, but it's all about the food. Listen, on a few occasions over the years, I'd be like, okay, I take off as soon as the half comes to an end, the first half, right? Run to the kitchen. I start taking care of, like, what am I going to do with food, right? And then I know that it takes, 5 or 10 minutes for them to set up the stage and all that crap, right? And then, okay, at some point, if it's an artist who I actually respect and if I like, yes, I'll walk back to the living room. I'll just to check them out a bit. Let me see. Oh, what do they look like? Okay, what's the setup look like, and what are they going to play? If they play a good song I like, I'll sit there and watch. I'll stand and watch, whatever, But then I'll go back and take care of my food. I mean, whatever. I don't. Yeah. For me, it's not about the entertainment. I want the game. That's it.
Dwayne's the Pain's right. It peaked with Prince. Prince's show was great. It was
Prince.
Yeah, but other than that, it's been awful.
Yeah. How crazy was that?
I mean, he was in the rain with electrical equipment all over him, and he was still putting on a hell of a show.
Yeah, not only that, but it just the whole meant to be thing about purple rain.
Oh yeah,
right?
Perfect.
The whole purple lights everywhere, and it's missing
plus
rain.
The guitar. I mean, he's behind the curtain with his like silhouette, and the guitar is very phallic. It was perfect. It was totally Prince. It was awesome.
Curtain was flowing. Yeah,
it was awesome. It was a great show. Everything else sucked, but
very good show for sure. Yeah, so that's it. Bad Bunny appeared at the Super Bowl halftime. Yeah, exactly. He was like a guest with Shakira, but when nobody knew his name. Though I have to be honest, I also didn't hear of his name until this past year. Yeah, it's not really my kind of music, but well, listen, it's so funny. It's like I keep seeing online. Oh, why don't you get some real entertainers? Who have a following like Kid Rock. And it's like, Kid Rock. I couldn't name a single song. Even in the 90s, I never listened to that guy. I heard one song. I was like, what is this shit? Like, whatever, But, like, if you want to talk about following, like, Kid Rock, I understand, has about 1.5 million followers on Instagram. Bad Bunny has 53 million. Yeah. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
Right.
what's the argument here? I don't get it. No sense at all. No sense, Yeah, Shakira. She also sings in Spanish all the time. Nobody had a problem when she did the Super Bowl 6 years ago. Like, I don't understand this nonsense,
Yeah.
Whatever. What about Ricky Martin? Didn't he do it like 20 years ago or something? Now, he sings a lot in English, but he's still he's a Puerto Rican or whatever, and it's all Latin infused music. You don't have a problem with that. Ruben missed the wardrobe malfunction. I actually did. I got to tell you, I did.
Yeah.
I remember coming back and saying, like, what the hell's happening? What? Oh, they had to cut away for what? Yeah. And then when I heard about it, I was like, oh, brother, so stupid. Whatever. They're so puritanical, part of like some people in the United States.
Right.
They act like so puritanical. Like, what? Yeah. We saw a nipple for 1/10 of a second. Like, what?
It ends society when that happens. Society will collapse if that happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. But forge on ahead with 27 kids murdered at school today, and tomorrow another 14. Like, that's no problem there. But like the nipples, woo! That's gonna destroy our country for sure, Cooked about an hour or so longer than I like. Let's see. Halftime is too long. I agree too, CJ. I want to get back to my game. Yeah. I hate how long it lasts. Exactly. I made a large bag of chorizo and peppers. A New England, particularly a Southern Massachusetts and Rhode Island thing. Wow, for the Super Bowl. If Pats lose, at least I ate too much Portuguese sausage. Well, there you go, Matt. I'm with you there. Bad Bunny, I don't care for. Can't understand what he's saying. Okay. Let me just say, I don't want to get into this, Tom. But like, music is a universal language, right? Music is a universal language. You can love music because it's about the melody, right? Even if you don't understand. I listen to some music from foreign countries. I have it on my playlist in the car. World music, I guess is what they call it. I don't understand the thing, but I really like the melodies and the instruments and stuff. And so it's good. You don't need to understand. So that's all I got to say about that. But again, whatever. It's kind of dance music, so that's why I'm not into it for that reason. I could care less whether I understand it or not. Ruben is turning into Kid Rock. Oh, please, to God, please don't say that, Hydra. Please don't say that. Awful. Number one, the Spanish-speaking people I work with don't understand them either. Really? Ruben is hoping for Lee Greenwood. Right. He of the one hit that only gets played when people want to be really patriotic about America, and he of the I can only fill like 75 seat clubs in small southern towns in America. Yeah. He's gonna do a halftime show, right? No lingua, just chorizo. My favorite halftime show is In Living Color. Don't you mean the band Living Color?
Big difference.
Yeah, big difference. Rolling Stones 2006. Yeah. I was thinking about that one when Jason mentioned Prince, Rick. And when we lived in upstate New York, had a friend bring us. Okay. Meanwhile, Ruben is all over Chapel Roan. I just saw her with the weird. And by the way, that picture I showed you guys, okay, with the dress hanging off the nipples, in case you didn't hear. So it was prosthetics. Okay, so they copied that. They copied that off of something that a model on a runway did like 20 years back.
Sure.
Who actually had them hanging off of the nipples. Chapel Roan, they used prosthetic nipples, and apparently her nipples are not pierced. So yeah, she had prosthetics or whatever. So not that it matters, whatever, but just thought I'd mention it. What is this La Bamba? Love the Living Color so damn much. Robert Berman, we love Enya, Annie Lennox. I love Enya and Annie Lennox. Especially Annie Lennox. No, in Living Color forced the Super Bowl to go from magic tricks and marching bands to go to big acts. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. Real areolas is greater than fake. Apparently so.
Tom, I haven't heard of Up With People since like 1987.
What?
The
What
fact
is
that
that?
you even remember that is amazing.
I don't even know what the hell that is. I've never heard. What's Up With People?
I don't know. It was some group that I remember my parents taking me to some. God, it was at like the Lansing Civic Center. It was some like international group of singers, and that is hilarious that Tom even remembers that. That cracks me up.
And apparently, Mike is blown away. I just blew his mind telling him that Chapel Roan was using prosthetics.
Me too. I thought those were real. I mean,
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Look real. You know, like, oh, okay. Up With People is Up With People like UNICEF? Up With People played all the halftime shows for Super Bowl. What? Okay, I guess
back in like the 80s. I think he's right. I mean, I think it was this group that was like a multinational group, and they just, yeah, it was weird. I don't know how to describe it. It was very 80s. Must
have been very, very meaningless back then. Yeah, I was a big baseball guy back in the 80s. Not I was more of a fair weather football guy. So even Super Bowls in the 80s didn't happen for me every year. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I thought it would be a good idea to wrap up with asking you guys watching. First, don't leave yet. First, let me just show you. I want you guys to know that next week, Philip, who's still here with us, Philip is going to be my guest. He's going to be the subject of the 84th episode of Comic Art Show and Tell. All right, so you guys know I don't do comic art show and tells that often anymore. So check this out. There we go. Episode 84 with Philip Bladden. And that'll be at the usual time. We're back to 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, everybody. So please do check that out next week. But the week after that is OAX. And so I've been planning on doing an OAX feedback type show. But of course, it occurs to me that it could bomb very easily. It could fail in the sense that I need people who are going to be there, who are also coming back home, flying back home in time and willing to come on to my show at night, who want to, just talk about their experiences. And so I'm putting the call out there. So for any of you who want to do that, and shit, Tom has said it many times over the years, and maybe it's time, if anybody who's going to stay there until Monday and you have the capability to film yourselves and go live and you want to jump in from the hotel or whatever, I'll probably be leaving the key to the studio so anybody can pop in, and we can do that too. But I would really like maybe some planned people who could maybe kind of commit to saying, hey, yeah, maybe I'll be back in time. I'll be back in time from OAX and I'll jump in and again, if you do that, I don't need you to commit to staying all show long, but if you could come in for a while or just talk about your experiences, at least that'd be pretty awesome.
You might make that a 2-part show because some of us will be, we'll be staying Sunday night traveling kind of things. And then we could come in the following weekend.
See, that's the thing. That's why I was like, maybe I should do it the following weekend. I remember, I don't know if it was after the first OAX, but one of the OAXs, that's what I did, I did it the week after.
Yeah.
Right. I did it the week after. But then I was like, oh man, but the week after, I've already got a sales show planned.
Oh.
Yeah. Or it might not even be a sales show. It might just end up being like a preview for an art drop on my website.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure, but it's sales related, So I already kind of booked that. I mean, I could change it if I had to again, but But I would have to reschedule that one, and also I'd have to come up with something new for 2 weeks from now if I replace it, right? The OAX weekend. So so I'm kind of, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know. But I'm not in the chat. Let me jump in the chat and see if any chance anybody had said, hey, I'll drop by. Let me see. Okay, prosthetics. Here we go. Okay, don't leave yet. I see everybody saying, yeah, show and tell, Scott. Show and tell. Is that an STP shirt? Yeah, a JTP, actually, the Jenkintown Posse. It was from the TV show The Goldbergs. Ruben, do a after show tonight. No, I'm not doing anything tonight. Hold that idea a week after. See him also. What's OAX? It's difficult to get home by 8 p.m. when the show ends at 5. Well, I'm just saying, Newell, because some people are leaving early on the Sunday. They're only going for the Saturday, and they're flying back on the Sunday. So that's why I figured, okay, maybe if some people could do that. Try to get a few to come on and say hi while at the bar if you can. Again, I don't know if it's going to happen now. God, I'm screwed now. I'll be on a plane that Sunday night. Okay. Pleasure, everyone. Thanks. And go Pats. Go Pats, baby. Go Pats. See you later, Mike. Wait a week. I have to reschedule everything again. Everyone have fun tonight. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah. If you're out and you're drinking, please be safe. Make it a sailing show. Could you have folks send videos to show it off? I mean, I could, but nobody ever offers to send me videos, And the other thing is, you got to be careful because people always video with their phones naturally. But a lot of these phones, they record video in a format that I can't play here on. The software only takes MP3 and MP4, and most phones do some other extension or whatever. So, yeah, and don't tell me to do conversion software. I've tried it; it's always a nightmare. It never works. Comics then to show up, it would be sick. Yeah, right. The day OAX closes is probably not a great time. First year at OAX, but then that means I'm gonna have to do another hangout show, and I got nothing planned. We'll see. I'm sure we can find a few at the bar. I might not do it now, Tom, because nobody seems to think it's a good idea. And I understand. Even I had my doubts. People that don't stay to the end of the show are weak. Everybody playing Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. You guys are awesome. All right, guys. Well, we got that's 2 weeks away anyways. Maybe I'll have to do some rescheduling. But yeah, either way, please come back next week. Check out Nikki B on Friday, of course, and come back next week for the comic art show and tell. It's going to be fun with Philip, and we'll do that. Until then, have a great time tonight for those of you watching the show. And be safe if you're drinking and driving. Well, if you're drinking, please don't drive. And that's it, man. Have a great week, everybody. Have a great game tonight. Jason, thank you again. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. And
see you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
See ya.
Go Blue, of course. Go Blue. And go Pats. Yeah.
Go Hawks.